When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, a holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, this should have been a video, honestly. I think I might do like a shorter version of this video, just kind of going over the highlights of this episode. Probably I might do it on my technology channel. If you guys didn't know, I have this channel called Mossology where I just talk on all things tech related. So yeah, phones. I need to do more on that channel though. I think I'm gonna like try to widen out the content on there, not just have it where it's just strictly about electronics, but like stuff surrounding electronics. So like cell phone cases, controllers, stuff, all that, you know. But anyways, no, what I actually wanted to do was compare the latest handheld devices, gaming devices, I should say, to hit the stores, one being out a lot longer than the other, but I would have to say the one that just recently came out, in my opinion, I think that if it would have came with a docking station, it's one of those things where I'm like, nah, I don't think that the Nintendo Switch would be able to compete. But don't get me wrong, the Nintendo Switch 2, it's a lot better than the Nintendo Switch 1. Like I had both of the like at least like the main Nintendo Switch ones. I didn't have that Nintendo Switch Lite. But no, overall though, yeah, I had the original Nintendo Switch 1 that came out, and then I had the OLED that came out soon after. And fam, when I tell you guys that both of those handheld consoles were slow, so if you were just doing something as little as just opening up the Nintendo store, just to even just browse and look around and stuff, fam, you couldn't even do that. That's how slow it was, versus on the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, fam, I can open it up and it instantly comes on. Like, that was one of the first things that I had checked when I got my Nintendo Switch 2, was how fast does things load up. Because when I tell you guys that it was slow, this is what you could do. Let's say you live in a medium-sized house, right? You would be able to run downstairs, depending on probably if it was the original Nintendo Switch, you would be able to, like, if you were like running at your full top speed, right? You would be able to run downstairs, okay, back upstairs, and then that's when it will finally load up. There would be at times, I think there was even at times where it wouldn't even load up. Like, you would just be sitting there and it just be having like that, like when it's loading and stuff, it'll just have that thing keep going back and forth. And there was at times where I was like, man, forget it. I don't want to see what's on the store no more. I'll go to GameStops or to like Best Buy. I'll go there and see what they got. Cause I'm like, man, if it's one of those things where if I still had the Nintendo Switch 1, I think it would be doing exactly what it was doing before. It'd just be sitting in my room collecting dust. Cause I was like, fam, it wasn't playable. It got to a point where, excuse me, I think it was still playable, but at the same time, it just wasn't good, you know? So yeah, I was like, man, the Nintendo Switch 1, it was good for Nintendo-based games, so like Pokemon, Mario, Legend of Zelda, I'm trying to think, maybe Sonic, but other than that, like any other games that came out on the, let's say if they decided to release Cyberpunk 2077 on the Nintendo Switch 1, I guarantee and I promise you, that would be considered an explosive device. Like, no, it would go from a handheld gaming device to an explosive device. Me personally, I feel that if you were to start somehow, some way, rig a Nintendo Switch 1 to play Cyberpunk 2077, probably one of the, and it's funny because of how many times like you've seen this game get played on handheld consoles, from the like Asus ROG Ally, Steam Deck, Lenovo Legion Go. I'm trying to think. There'll probably be some people out there that somehow, some way rigged a Game Boy Advance to the SPs, by the way, the Game Boy Advance SP, because in my opinion that was the best Game Boy Advance of all time, or a Game Boy of all time. But anyways, regardless, it will be playable on all these other different platforms. It would take you probably 5 business days to start that game up on the Switch 1. And it would, I'm really trying to sit down. I wonder if there's any videos, because if so, I'm like, man, I gotta just check and see if there are any videos of the Switch 1 being played on, or the Cyberpunk 2077 being played on the Switch 1. Punk 2077 Switch 1. It probably ain't been playing on the, somebody actually managed to do it. There's like playing Cyberpunk 2077 on my Nintendo Switch. Yes, really. Wow. How is that even possible? Like, that's one of those things. Hold on for a second. No, they actually, hold on for a minute. I'm on mute because I don't know if it'll be playing like the audio and stuff. I think they actually, I can't really tell because it's, wait a minute. Okay, so hold on for a second. I think if you go a little bit further. No, they actually did. Wow. And he hasn't blown up, and his body ain't covered in, it's like, I mean, yeah, it looks decent, actually. Wow. What's this guy's Nintendo? Yeah, I'm like, this man's a wizard. He managed to do the impossible. I guarantee and I promise you Nintendo watched his video and I wonder, he probably works for Nintendo. This guy, like, he either works for Nintendo or he done, I don't know, like, this is the world's smartest man. It's one of those things where I did not think it would be a thing. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, ain't no way. There's no way possible somebody, that's a video. And it's a video, and that's the thing, because people are all like, oh, well, check the dates. It could be a new video. No, the video is 5 years old. Like, he uploaded this back in December. Oh, it might be like a cloud play thing. I don't think he might have not downloaded the game on the like console itself, the Nintendo Switch, but it might be like a cloud play thing because like he jailbroke it, and then okay, I guess if that's the case, still though, like it's in my opinion, I'm like, still the fact that he was able to do that, that's actually kind of cool, but if it was on some stuff where he had to download it directly to and maybe that could be the case. Like, I didn't watch the video. I just only seen the part where he was playing it. Like, I don't know exactly how he's playing it, but if it was one of those things where he had to download it onto the Switch and start it up, that Switch, it will blow up. Like I said, it will be considered an explosive device. It's like, no, seriously, that it would be one of those things where if I'm like let's say if they was like tearing down one of those like buildings or something somewhere in the world, and they're all like, dang man, we ain't got no C4, like, or let's say C4 is now banned in all across the country and stuff, so you can't blow up buildings anymore. I guarantee and I promise you, all you would need to do is get a bunch of the original Nintendo Switch ones, strap them to every single part of the building, start up Cyberpunk 2077 at the same time. I guarantee and I promise you that building would be leveled. I'm like, no, it's one of those things where I'm like, I wouldn't fool with that. All right, but anyways, no, overall though, with the Nintendo Switch 1, it was, like I said, it was good for Nintendo based games, but I feel like with the Nintendo Switch 2, like, it's good for Nintendo, it's definitely good for Nintendo games, but now it's good for other games too. Like, I think there are some games that just need a little bit more optimization, because I feel that the developers that made those games, like, because I think Batman looked kind of weird. What are some other games that looked weird and stuff? I feel like there were some games that I played that didn't really look all that good, and I just can't think of them right now. But no, overall though, I do feel like the Nintendo Switch 2, because some people have said like that's what it kind of play like is the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and I'm like, it's not modern, but I guess there are still some people, because I'm like, no, I still see people buying the PlayStation 5s and Xboxes today, because I was like, no, I was at Best Buy maybe 2 weeks ago, and I seen this woman, I think she had to have been getting it for her kid. I'm like, if she was getting them games and that platform or a console for herself, I'm like, wow, I just, but I mean, hey, moms play video games out there. I'm like, my mom be playing video games too, so it's one of those things where I'm like, nah, it ain't an unlikely situation. I'm like, no, I can see it, now I can see it. But anyways, but no, yeah, I guess there are still some people out there still playing on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So yeah, I guess if you're wondering what the quality is like, at least for me, like the quality doesn't look that bad. Like there's games that I played, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looks amazing on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I thought it was because, like, okay, it's a Nintendo Switch 1 game. It's probably not going to look... Actually, no, that's one game that I can think of where it didn't look good on the Nintendo Switch 2, and it was a Nintendo Switch 1 game, was No Man's Sky. So it's funny because that was, like, one of the first few games that I got when I got my Nintendo Switch 2. And I remember playing it, and I forgot to download, like, the Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game. And they do have it where you can upgrade it for free. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I forgot to do that. So when I started up the game, I was like, fam, this looks horrible. And I don't think I've posted it, but I think I did record it when I had did that and stuff. And I was like, fam, this looks horrible. I'm like, I don't know how this can be playable anywhere and stuff. So, but anyways, but no, yeah, I was like, I eventually did, I downloaded it and it looked better. It looked a lot better. It still was kind of glitchy, like compared to playing it on PC. Yeah, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as all, but I think it's more optimized for PC than it is on the Nintendo Switch 2. Probably now it plays out a little bit better on the Switch 2 than it does, than it did before and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, no, I've been playing on the Nintendo Switch 2 since I bought it back in June, and I'm like, no, I haven't. I can say that I am not disappointed with my purchase. Like, I actually like the Nintendo Switch 2, and I purposely go out of my way to get games on the Nintendo Switch 2, because there's the latest game I had to say. Well, actually, no. So I did have it at first. I got rid of it. Recently bought it again, but Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, this time I'm keeping it. I ain't getting rid of it and all this other extra stuff and things, because yeah, for those that don't know, I'm kind of on the little GameStop strike right now. But anyways, no, actually one of the games I did get, and it's a recently released game, is Octopath Traveler 0. That game is pretty good, and it looked better on the Switch 2 than it did on PC, because PC, you gotta change up the graphics a lot, you gotta make sure stuff is like the resolution is good, you gotta do all these other extra things, versus on the Nintendo Switch 2, it's just automatically optimized, so you ain't gotta change nothing, you ain't gotta do anything. That's like one thing I do like about console gaming, is that you don't have to worry about the visuals as much as you do if you're playing something on PC. With PC, you gotta change up stuff left and right. I'm like, fam, I ain't even trying to deal with this no more. I'm just trying to play a game. But anyways, but no, overall though, I was like, no, I was actually surprised on how good the game looked on the Switch 2. But I mean, it ain't like one of those overly demanding games. Like, I have to say, for the most part, it's pretty chill. It's definitely one of those games I would buy again just because of how good it is from what I had played. But I am gonna wait it out and stuff and see. But anyways, but no, overall though, I was like, no, that game actually looks pretty decent on the Switch 2. So yeah, I was like, I have no complaints with the Switch 2. But then I got it's called the ROG Xbox Ally X. I recently bought one of those, and fam, when I tell you guys, from cloud play, from downloading the game, all that stuff, it's pretty much, in my opinion, the best handheld gaming device out right now. Like, I feel like, because the thing is this, because it's affordable, I feel like the tech that it has inside of it is good. It's the best that you can possibly have for a handheld gaming PC. And then yeah, on top of that too, it is a handheld gaming PC. Now, yes, I have purchased handheld gaming PCs before, but I have to say, for this one, I'll have to say probably the next best one will probably be the Legion Go. And I think I might end up doing an episode where I talk on that both, but because they do have like the newer one that's out right now, the Legion Go 2. And I would say, like, if I did have the 2, I probably would, my tone will be a little bit different, saying which one, because it's like that, the Lenovo Legion Go, it's pretty much a handheld gaming PC, but it doubles like a Switch. So it has like the removable controllers on the side. And yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, you don't really see that too many different times. That's actually kind of dope for them to do that with a handheld gaming PC. But yeah, no, they got the newer one that's out, which is the 2, and it's a little bit more pricier than the Xbox Ally X. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, the Xbox, it's a little bit more, the Xbox Ally X, it's a little bit more optimized for gaming. Now, I will say that I think both of them, they do put out pretty much the same performance when it comes to gaming. Like, you can't really be too demanding with the game. Like, if you think you're gonna be playing it on like ultra or extreme, and then playing it on the highest brightness and all that other stuff, like you having the best of you ain't gonna probably be able to do all of that. But no, games that are compatible for handheld gaming devices, because I know that they do have it where it's like Steam. They have, of course, their section where you can like games that are great for the Steam Deck. So yeah, there's that. And then you could check on what games in that section, because yeah, there's actually quite a few games that they have. Like, I was scrolling and I'm like, dang man, when does it stop? They got a lot of games actually available on the Steam Deck. And no, and I was like, yeah, with the Xbox Ally X, I'm like, I know those games will be perfect for the for that handheld gaming device. So yeah, I was looking through that. But the one game that I did want to try out, and I was actually surprised on how good it looked, was Arc Raiders. I have been playing a lot of Arc Raiders recently. Probably gonna do an episode talking on that game at some point. But anyways, no, yeah, it was it played good. It was lagging a little bit. I think there might have been something going on with that game itself and not with me, because yeah, I played that game on my gaming PC, and I have to say it was lagging a lot worse on my PC than it was on my Xbox Ally X. So yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, I think that game was kind of going through some stuff the other yesterday, because I did see that it was like Amazon, there was like some, like they had like some shutdown or something was going on, and a lot of different services was being affected by it and stuff. So yeah, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it gets fixed, because I'm like, I am trying to play this game and stuff. So but anyways, but no, other than that though, I was like, I played that. I played even through Cloud Play, where I was playing Forza, I was playing The Division. The Division 1 looks amazing on the Xbox Ally X. I was actually surprised on how good Cloud Play looks on there, because I played on other devices. It looks kind of like for an example, the PlayStation Portal, because I do have that, and I probably might do an episode comparing both. I feel like it ain't gonna be a fair comparison, but I know people, if you got a lot of different platforms and you're all like, okay, well, which one, or like consoles, and you're all like, well, which one should I get? Because I do have a PlayStation account and I do have an Xbox account. So, but yeah, I'll probably end up doing, it's gonna probably be a quick episode, or you already know I'm gonna be saying which is better and things. But overall though, other than that, I'm like, no, Cloud Play on the Xbox Ally X is it's good. It's actually, in my opinion, probably the best out of all the ones that I played on and stuff. It ain't no issues or problems and stuff. But no, yeah, it was pretty decent. I liked it. I thought it was cool. But anyways, no, I would say though, comparing both the Switch 2 and the Xbox Ally X, I would say, in my opinion, the Xbox Ally X is just better, because you can, overall, like, there's Nintendo games you won't be able to play on there, on the, that you would be able to play on the Switch 2, but I would say that, for what you're paying for, and for what it's offering, I would say that it's pretty good, overall. I haven't really had, no issues with the Xbox Ally X, and I haven't had no issues with the Switch 2, also, but I have been seeing a lot of people talking about their issues with the Switch 2, from like, yeah, loose controls, what else? It was like, there was like people where they were posting, like, there was this channel, I think it's like called Devin Up 3, I think that was the name of the channel, where they were posting all these different like Nintendo Switch 2 fails. Bro, I think I watched the fifth video. So the guy he put up 5 videos of a bunch of different people having Nintendo Switch 2 problems. And even the video that I watched, it was a long video. And I'm like, fam, the fact that there are that many problems with this handheld gaming device, that's insane. That's some wild stuff. But overall, though, I can't say I can relate to those people, because I'm like, no, I do like my Switch 2. So I'm like, I haven't had any issues and problems with it and stuff. But yeah, overall though, I will say that if it was a toss up, like which one would I take when it comes, like when it came down to traveling and stuff, I think I would take the Xbox Ally X, just because there's a lot more to do on there. So yeah, I'm like, it's pretty much a gaming PC in your, well, I wouldn't necessarily say in your pocket, because it ain't like it's no small. It has some size to it, yeah, it's a lot bigger than the Nintendo Switch 2. But other than that though, for what they offer, I would say that it's in my opinion, it's better than the Switch 2. But I guess, like, if you are a Nintendo fan and you're all like, dang, I really don't know which one to get, because there's all these different games I want to get on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I also want to get that, but I also want to get me an Xbox Ally X. In my opinion, I would say go with the Xbox Ally X. Yeah, you might be paying a little bit more for it, but trust me, it would definitely be worth it. You would have to get a docking station. It doesn't come with one. It is kind of disappointing that you don't really see that, but at the same time, I mean, it just seems like that's like a Nintendo thing, so. But other than that though, for like all the different games that they have on the Nintendo Switch 2, you would be able to, like, at least not the Nintendo based games, but like Street Fighter, Batman, stuff like that. All those games will be playable off of a Xbox Ally X. I haven't played them just yet, but I will be testing out a lot of different games and seeing how they all play and stuff through Cloud Play and through downloading them. So, but anyways, yeah, stay tuned for that content. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my main channel and my gaming channel, TMossBoss and TMossBoss Gaming. Also, my TikTok account is just TMossBoss. But I know, because I do have other TikTok accounts, I need to start posting on those ones too. I'll probably do like some extras, podcast extras, promoting those accounts and all my different channels and all that stuff. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.